All right. So yeah, it's almost time for Christmas. You know, we got Rinka back and we have her helping us out, so that's good. But I'm still very worried. You know, Sister Lily pretty much said she wasn't gonna do anything with us because she thinks it's hopeless, so that's already concerning. And then, the biggest concern, my poor girl. You know, we had to pay the price for using the time travel power so much, and now she literally lost her voice, and probably more, because she keeps disappearing. Haven't talked about that yet, but yeah. Very worried for Yune, because I love her. But still gonna hope for the best. Maybe now that we have Rinka, everything will be okay. How did it go, Rinka?
全然ダメだな。チャペルからの階段も封鎖されてるし、キリエの作った裏道とやらもぶっ壊されてた。
Alright, not off to a great start, but maybe it'll still be okay. It must have happened while we were bomb sniffing. Once the sun went down, I asked Rinka to try and sneak back into the underground room. But that proved to be more difficult than expected.
その地下に昨夜って子はいるんだろ？見つけたかったけど。
I don't know for sure, but probably. There's a bunch of security camera monitors down there too. If we could get in, we'd be able to keep an eye on the prime spots around town. Honestly speaking, I didn't expect Saki to completely vanish off the radar.
そりゃ街をぶっ壊そうなんて考えてるやつなんだろ？見つかったら捕まえられると思ってるんじゃ。
I mean, it's not looking too good, so. Oh, Yune, and her adorable pajamas too. Oh. Please be okay. Yune said she's not on board with that, and I agree.
ちょっと待て。シュウはその子を実行犯だとは思ってないのか？
I think we're just kind of hoping she isn't. Just based on the evidence, it must be her. But I know well enough that something feels wrong.
でも仕方ないってことはないのか？根がいい子でも、ほら、あいつにそそのかされた結果だったら。
Oof, Rinka bringing up some really real stuff, I see. I guess you're right. But even with that said, I don't agree. It has nothing to do with any kind of emotional attachment. Saki could have done away with me at any moment if she wanted to, and yet, time and time again, she let me go free for reasons I don't understand, despite knowing I was acting against her. I won't know what's really going on until I have a chance to ask her directly.
それができりゃって話だな。ところで、なんでユネまでこの部屋に？
Because I love her. She said she's lonely when she's by herself. Oh, you... My poor girl.
今までも一人部屋だったろ。
Oh. She says not being able to talk and being all alone in a quiet room for hours on end is hard.
日に日に通訳の精度が上がっていくな。
That's because we are made to be. Huh? You want to sleep here? I don't know, Yune.
そうそう。ただでさえシュウは雑魚寝なんだし。
Nice. You're not allowed in my bed either. Yune looks clearly disappointed. I can't say no to that face. You're darn freaking right, we can't. Normally I'd have told her to go stay with one of her girlfriends, but right now I'm the only person she can communicate with. It's not that weird to let her stay with me, and I have no ulterior motives behind sharing a bed with her. Therefore, fine, but just for today. I still love that smile. She immediately perks up almost too quickly.
3人で相部屋か。シュウの寝床は洗面台だな。
I don't think you have any H scenes, so. Nope, you're going up to Carrie's room.
はあ？
Lol, why are you surprised? There's definitely not enough room for 3 of us. Use that ladder and you'll be up in a jiffy.
私を厄介払いする気か？
I have no idea if anyone's looking for you, but since it's night, you should be safe enough for now.
まさか私をどけて2人で。
No, that's for later. Absolutely not. I'm not planning on doing anything like that. Yuna's like, wait, we're not? Yuna doesn't know what we're talking about. I hope she stays that way.
いいにゃ。見てたらなんかお前らの邪魔しちゃ悪いなって思うし。
Thanks, Rinka. Rinka. Alright, we'll do, thanks. I already told you it's not like that. Yune's entire face turns red as if she heard us. Oh no. We're going to be alone together all night, so I don't need it to be any more awkward.
Yune, ここで突っ走れば、お前は私もコタハも抜いて単独トップに立てる。
Well, technically, Kota already kind of went past that point. Just saying. Different timeline, but still. I have no idea what you're talking about. We're not in that kind of relationship, Yune says.
それはともかく。声。
Ah. The depressing part, right? Yeah. Well. He slowly reaches toward Yune's throat before massaging it gently.
どんな事情か知らないけど、ユネのことだから自業自得なんかじゃないんだろ。
Darn freaking right, Rinka.
もし何か必要な薬でも治療でもあったら言ってくれよな。
Oh.
クリスマスの後になるかもしれないけど。
So if we live? Oh.
じゃあな、また明日。
Bye, Rinka. She flashes us a brilliant smile before disappearing up the ladder. The two of us are left in silence. Oh, are you sad now? It seems like Rinka's always had a soft spot for Yune. I mean, that makes sense. How could you not have a soft spot for Yune, you know? Just saying. Completely unbiased, but just saying. Knowing that, it feels like she's handing the role of Yune's bodyguard over to me. Oh, hello. Why is she staring at me like that? She's still thinking about Rinka's offhand remark about becoming a man? Even though I know she was teasing us, I try to read Yune's expression, the lingering awkwardness almost stifling its intensity. Man, thank goodness we sent her up there. Carrie's actually about to come down and crash. Carrie! I also think Carrie knows how to bring it down one notch. I should close the window. Carrie's as loud as ever. Probably doesn't want to let Rinka go, which works for me. I mean, that's understandable though. Like, she's been gone for a long time, I get it. Although you shouldn't invite yourself over to someone else's room just because you're bored. Now then, I've grown used to Yune's silence. So I was just sitting here staring at each other, both of us blushing like crazy. Let's try changing the subject to something more impersonal. You can take the bed, Yune. It's a little small, but it's probably the same as yours. Huh? No, we're not sharing the bed. I meant you take the bed and I'll take the floor. I feel like I'm just digging my hole deeper and deeper. Not that I don't enjoy being alone with Yune, but this is maybe too much. Speak for yourself. Yune, she sits on the bed before patting the sheets next to her. Are you sure? We sit side by side on the edge of my bed. If we were sleeping together, this would be a big deal. But we're just sitting, like on a bench. Do you want to talk? Oh. It still hurts, though. If that's all she wants, then that's easy enough. I guess she really meant what she said about feeling lonely. In her current state, I can only imagine how long the nights are, alone with her thoughts. Why am I so casual around Rinka? I guess it is a little weird, huh? No, I'm about as old as you. But since I originally met Rinka on the outside, I assumed we were the same age. And we saw no reason for things to change when we realized she was older. The truth is, our 1-year age difference doesn't bother me at all, especially since we met outside of a classroom setting. It's weird? Maybe, but it feels even weirder to act all polite around her now. Yeah, she might think I'm being sarcastic and get mad. I chuckle and Yune smirks in response. Despite her inability to speak, we're able to carry on a conversation through gestures and facial expressions alone. It's like a super quiet sleepover. It's probably also because of how much time we spent together. Plus, Yune's being far more expressive than usual, probably compensating for her inability to speak. I find it cute the way her expression constantly changes in reaction to my words. Same. But then I think about how she can't talk and I get sad again. And I think about how she like disappear sometimes and I get even sadder. But I can't think about it too deeply. After all, it's basically my fault that she's forced to do any of this. Yune, I'm not thinking about it, I promise. Yune? Okay, sorry. Anytime I feel even a touch of self-pity, Yune instantly gets cranky. I guess she can read my face as well as I can read hers, forcing me to admit defeat. That pouty face. Trying to say the only one to blame here is yourself? I know. She gives me an exasperated look, as if to say, people who say I know, are the ones who don't know anything. Dang. See how it is. I understand her perfectly, but I pretend that I don't. Huh? What do you mean? What we were talking about before? The basement? You mean Sakya? I think back to our conversation earlier. Suddenly, I have a light bulb moment. Have you think about what Rinka said? She was referring to Sakya's behavior. I understand where she's coming from, but I know why it's bugging Yune as well. That's right. We need to talk about this. I'm sorry, I got distracted by everything else going on. Don't worry, I can do this. I just needed a little bit of extra courage to get the words out. She smiles wryly at me, like she could read my slightly tense expression like a book. It's not that I don't want to talk about it. In fact, it's important that she knows. It's the reason why I'm here in this town. Why I'm together with Yune right now. Rinka mentioned it before. The second coming of the apocalypse to this town on Christmas isn't natural. Just like in the Bible, there's a serpent leading someone here in town astray. If the town is basically the Garden of Eden, then that would make the serpent the devil himself. A parasite threatening a balanced ecosystem. A drop of poison in a clear lake. This serpent, for whatever reason, wanted the apocalypse to visit this town and thus needed a little extra wisdom to get the job done. Thus the temptation of the forbidden fruit. And serpents can't hold a brush, they cannot create art themselves. That's what Rinka meant earlier. It's a serpent's way to make it happen without getting their hands dirty. Yeah, that's right. Someone from the outside. But unlike me, they kept that fact to themselves. No one would think you were an outsider unless you painted yourself as such. Also, the serpent would be someone familiar to the people here. No wonder they blended right in. As the serpent sister Lily! Yune listens to me quietly without reacting. Maybe she doesn't see what I'm getting at yet. This person usually isn't around, instead managing the town's affairs from the outside. Okay, it can't be her then. I was just thinking about how she mentioned she was also from the outside before. Naturally, this town can't survive without supplies from the outside world. But the folks here are trained not to think about any of that, or the existence of the people needed to help run the Grand Tour project. Except, thanks to the stars aligning just so, they had a chance to come here 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Before Yune began attending St. Aria, when Rinka and Kota were first-year students. That's when this all began. The serpent's mission was to tempt someone into sin, so they would act as a destructive force necessary to bring about the apocalypse. I'll go into more detail later, but in other words, they needed someone to create a work of art. So the serpent had to be selective. They snuck in past the war in order to find that special someone with the perfect stylistic sense. The serpent's mission was to slip into town and find the artist who could incite the apocalypse. Also, I'm sure the serpent did the best to look as harmless as possible. The only one who saw them for what they wore would have been the one tempted off the path. Even Yoji and Kiri didn't see them as anything out of the ordinary. Have Yoji and Kiri met them? Yes. Even you have, Yune. Yune's eyes grow wide with shock. I guess she still hasn't figured it out yet. Who is it, she seems to be asking. I have to answer her. I have an obligation to do so. Gasp. I can't catch my breath. My heart's beating erratically. Just hearing the name once sent me into convulsions, and I passed out. This is the first time I'll utter it myself. I don't want to faint again, though. Just then, I feel a left hand softly grip my right hand. Yune, don't give up. For a warm and steady gaze, I feel like that's what she's trying to tell me. Thank you. I can do it. I feel my chest bursting with renewed determination and resolve. Here's the reality that we are bound to meet head on. This serpent who is behind the second coming of the apocalypse. His name, Radorase. The sudden sadness that descends on me causes me to falter. The St. Aria Academy principal. Sorichi Radorase. So, like, when we mentioned his name before, like, he was like, oh, no, you gotta go. So that's why he passed out? So is that why that happened? Because I think he just passed out again. Oh, gosh, it's Christmas Eve. Pop. Oh, no. Yeah, so what are we gonna do? Excuse me. About that wine over there. It'd be bad if the first and second year students accidentally drank it during the Christmas Eve party, thinking it's juice. So would you mind making it more obvious that it's alcoholic? I'll take care of this finally. It's Christmas Eve. The party is later this evening, and I'm currently in the kitchen asking the chef a favor. Actually, maybe we should let this happen because Yune is a crazy drunk, so maybe she'll be able to help with the, the cataclysm. Just saying, maybe it should happen. Yep, yes, exactly. There's one girl who gets riled up and drunk. Actually, a bunch of them. Yeah, and it might be to our advantage. At least Yune. Well, no, she can't talk, so. Feels bad, man. Yep. Yes, that's the gist of it. So if you could do something, I'd appreciate it. This is the first time I've actually spoken to the older ladies in charge of cooking our food. It's a favor only these ladies can potentially pull off for me. Also, one more thing. I have another favor to ask if it's okay. Later that night, the cafeteria is filled with a festive atmosphere as we celebrate Christmas Eve like usual. But of course, without Sakia. She said she wants some apple pie. It's part of the Christmas Eve tradition, right? That doesn't make any sense, Gary. I'll go get us some pie then. Be right back.
Sure.
I'll get more. Actually, I asked the cafeteria ladies to make me a special dish earlier. I hurried to the kitchen to pick it up. Hidden in one of these 6 slices of pie is a single praline? I don't know what that is. Praline? Good question. You're treated like royalty? Oh no, let's not have Kiri get that then, please. Or him. Actually, now I think about it. I don't think I trust any of you. Although I'm glad I mentioned it, there's no telling what might happen next. She says we should all eat our slices at the same time. See what I mean? Darn it, Carrie, no. Why only me? Potato. Everyone digs into the slice of pie. As we continue eating while searching for the hidden praline. Oh. Yune, did you find it? Seeing a bright smile as if to say, I got it, fills me with a huge sense of relief. Yay, we don't gotta get ordered around by Gary. There might be a second one. I'm so glad Carrie didn't find it. No, wait, hold on a minute. Maybe we should hear her out.
それじゃあ今晩はユネが女王様ということで私たちはもてなしをさせてもらおうかな。
I would do that any night. Aw. Yune does a small fist pump, beaming happily. Seeing such a gentle princess come to light naturally, bring smiles to all of her faces. And also, it is her pre-birthday day, so, you know, makes sense. However, oh no, what happened? No! How'd she get drunk after all? What the fuck? I thought we took care of this. I don't get it. How do they all end up getting drunk? Darn you, canon event! To think that going out of my way to ask the kitchen staff not to serve the premium juice was just a waste of time. Before I realized it, Yune and Yellows were way too merry as usual. Just... It's just a canon event in the timeline. No matter what we do, it'll always happen. Just like the apocalypse. I know. And everyone feels the same way. Stop wiping your tears on my clothes. I gave you that and you're out. What does that even mean? You can look at me like that all you want, but I don't have any. I've noticed. It's because I've been drinking that juice. At any rate, there's nothing that can be done about it now. All I can do is take care of the drunken zombies like I always do. The drunken zombies. But also, there's one less drunk person this time around. It means it'll be slightly easier to deal with, right? As much as I'd like to believe that, I can't. My heart aches. Oh. Right. Remember when she French kissed us? And then said that. Takia. Not having her with us on Christmas Eve filled me with a loneliness I've never felt before. I miss the voice of the person who always seemed to be there for me. Oh, Yune? Huh? Oh, right. Sure. You're completely drunk as usual. Yeah, I get it. You don't need to gesture so hard. I fill a glass full of juice. If I just indulge her, she won't notice if I poured her wine and juice. It's wisdom I picked up through trial and error. Oh, you have no idea, buddy. I don't know about that. I guess so. Please don't get drunk, you know. I know how hard it is for you to get drunk, so I prefer if you'd refrain. Yeah, scary. What's going on? Why do you melt into a sobbing mess when you're drunk? You mean because you found it in a place like this? Oh, that's a bombshell statement. Puns. I almost say it, but I managed to choke it back. Would have been funny. I love terrible puns. Basically stumbled on one that had fallen on the ground. Maybe. Nice. Oh my jeez. I think you'll be fine, Kiri. Your identity, huh?
もちろん処理はしたんだろうな。
わけねえよ。もったいなくて捨てらんねえってのはあんな芸術品。私の倉庫に大事に保管したね。ああしたね。
Why? Looks like she's lost. Looks like she's lost the last whatever filter she's ever had. She's battling about things better left unsaid, surrounded by students here for Christmas Eve. Thankfully, it's so festive that no one can hear her.
なんだよね。ああやめろ。首根っこつかむな。夢まで私と戦う気か。
God. Seemingly realizing Kira's bringing up things she shouldn't in public, Yune goes to drag Kira out of the cafeteria. Just before she leaves, she turns to me. Yune. Pat. She pats my shoulder. Oh. You can do it. Oh, thank you, Yune. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, tomorrow's the day. Today and tomorrow, Christmas, are going to be exceedingly lonely without Sakia. I mean, tomorrow is a cataclysm day? I think we got other things to worry about right now at this point, just saying. We soundly vowed to make sure she's back for Christmas next year. We still gotta take care of that. Oh, it's Christmas. Oh, jeez. Jeez. Ooh, Nelly. I'm scared. What are we gonna do? And so, with another advent at an end, we're greeted once again by the dawn on Christmas morning. I climbed the Palm Dome's clock tower to get a panoramic view of the town under the clear sky. It's like on our first day. The aurora, rising in the distance above the endless horizon, dominates the landscape as usual. This might be the last... No. This should, by all rights, be my very first Christmas in this town. I need to make sure Yune and everyone else have a place where they can continue living next year and the year after that. I won't let them destroy this town. That's my mission. It's my part to play. And I've got a score to settle. Memories of my time spent here and my friends' smiling faces flash through my mind. I can't lose. And I won't make the same mistakes again.
どうしてこんなことが起こるの？やめてよ。返してよ。私、もっとお祈りするし、頑張るから。誰が私たちの邪魔をしてるのか。これからはその誰かを見つけるためにやり直す。
Someone like that.
強いて言うなら、そうだね。敵。
So, should we go confront the principal now? I need to know, Sakia. Why did you do this?
正直ですね。私がここでシュウ先輩に危害を加えるとかは考えないんですか？
Of course not. You never do something like that.
本当に先輩は。
Destiny led me to where I am now. It's finally time to settle things once and for all. Okay, why is there rumbling? It's time. The St. Aria Culture Festival is about to start. The first trumpets of the day ring out, heralding the start of Christmas. Everyone in our friend group, myself included, are exhibiting our usual pieces this time around. The only deviations are Sakia, who isn't here, and Yune, who can't sing. Aww. Aww. A couple of my handmade Coprocor dolls are on the desk to keep my display from looking too bleak. Without my doll's partner inside, its expression seems clouded and overcast. Yune, are you okay? If you're not busy, we could go for a stroll. She silently shakes her head. She doesn't seem overwhelmed. She's just watching the people visiting my display with great interest. I know better than anyone how much she longs to express herself through her singing. She originally never planned on majoring in voice, but eventually, that's where she ended up. She learned that music is part of the art world. I've seen Yune's Culture Festival performance many times. I've even helped her. And I will never forget the way she looked, beaming with pride at her own success. Regardless, that won't be happening this Christmas, and the memory almost feels like a dream. Assuming we never relive this day again, this will be the Culture Festival she remembers. Sorry. She poked me before using her fingers to pantomime devil's horns. We all know you can't play a devil, Yune. She's quick to get on my case whenever she notices me moping. She seems more sensitive to my moods than before she lost her voice. You're saying to stop boring so much? For the love of... The original Yune would have gotten angry with me. It was also very much in character for her to keep her true feelings tucked away. It took to be so much easier if we knew sign language. In a town where everyone is illiterate, though, a type of communication doesn't exist. Also, although it would be rude to say, the sight of Yune stumbling from miming her thoughts to me has been pretty cute. I'm not sick about anything, I promise. Huh? Don't laugh? That might be hard. You're hungry? She points to the clock. Oh. You're hungry, so let's get something to eat? Can we go to the donut shop? I smile back, hoping the calm before the storm sticks around for a bit longer. Or how about we hope that the storm just never comes? That'd be pretty great, right? I hear the distant second sounding of the trumpets. After enjoying a laid-back lunch, we wanted to feel the hallway together. You're right. We never walked around the festival together. It's a little weird. We've often met in the chapel so I could accompany her singing on the organ, but this is the first time we've been actually enjoying the festival together. Plus, this version of Yune is fully aware of everything that's happened in the past thanks to me. In many ways, it's a very unique situation. I try to enjoy the festival like always. Can't do it. I can't get out of my own head no matter how hard I try. Memories of walking down this hallway with her. "4 o'clock, and with it the 4th trumpet blast. This is originally when the horses broke free from the stable, sowing chaos and panic. Don't worry, I talked to the stable master earlier. Told him to keep an eye out for anyone trying to cut the reins. 1 minute, 2. No matter how much time passes, the peaceful scene before us remains undisturbed. Good. Looks like nothing happened. I put an alert out, including Sakia's photo, and wanted to make sure she couldn't get close. I feel bad about it, but what else could I do? I mean, yeah, nothing wrong with that at all. Makes sense. I can't let her do whatever she wants, and as soon as I figure out her motive, I want to see her. With that said, I was just gonna show up, which means we should be safe. Yeah, I mean, she said she wasn't gonna do anything to interfere this time, but the problem is the principal, though. That's what I'm really worried about right now. That's the big thing that I'm worried about. Moving on. For the first time ever, I need to stuff out every single one of her schemes. No, I don't want it. It's 6 o'clock. Sister Lily's voice echoes around us, announcing the end of the festival. Normally, this signals the start of my hyper-vigilance, but this time... we won't hear the trumpets because... Sorry, but speaking of which, how'd it go? True. You did it! Her eyes seem to shout in my direction. My eyes twinkle in response. My eyes twinkle. The St. RA bandits are back together again. Ah, the good old Apocalypse Defense Squad. It's the same plan I came up with during the timeline where I was closest to Kota. That time the trumpets were ultimately taken back, but I learned how integral the role is to the apocalypse. I took the trumpets out of the equation. Without the signal to begin, the aesthetics are lost. They'll do whatever it takes to preserve the Book of Revelation undertones, transforming an ordinary massacre into something biblical.
Taku, いきなりマジなトーンで頼み込んでくるから何かと思ったぜ。事情も教えてくれねえしよ。
I did tell you. We're stopping the second coming of the apocalypse.
だってさ、どう思うユネ?
He believed it in one timeline. He says I'm right.
え、本当にそう言ってんのか?
Yes, dumb butt. I'd already told Yoji everything, although he hadn't believed me at the time. Which makes sense, honestly.
で、どうするよ? 高野菜の時間になるけど。
Yeah. Do you mind going on ahead? There's something I have to take care of.
いいけど、なんか用事でもあんのか?
Save the world. Sister Lily wanted to see me. Oh no. I don't want to see her.
マジ? え、もしかしてラッパ泥棒のこと?
No. She stopped by a moment ago, so I'm sure it's unrelated.
バレたらシュウが身代わりになるって言ったんだからな。いや、俺も承知の上で引き受けてんだから罪は被るけど。
Still jumping from hearing Sister Lily's name, Yoji returns to the atelier to clean up his display. I'm sorry, Yoji, but I can't disclose what's about to happen next. Not yet. Two hours pass. 8 o'clock arrives with no trumpet, so it's safe to assume they're still in my room. All they have left are the prickers. Don't worry, we took care of them the day before yesterday. No, that should be all of them. We disarmed and disposed of every single one. Carrie said she didn't disarm one of them, remember? Just saying. There's no way they could plant more. Granted, this never happened before. I couldn't feel safe even after having disposed of every single bomb, and even the trumpets were taken back by the force following our heist. Our foe seems far more disorganized compared to every other time in the past. Their response time is much slower than usual. I'm not doing anything more than putting plans into motion that I know worked before. Warning the stable master about the horses. Silencing the trumpets so they can't act as triggers. Disposing of the bombs so they can't blow up and wreak havoc. And knowing my opponent's strategy, I can effectively counter like pulling rock against scissors. It's easy to block when you know what the attack will be. It's simple, really. And plans that never worked in the past will go off without a hitch this time around. The reason why is obvious, yeah? Sakia isn't here. Knowing the future makes it child's play for me to destroy her plans, so she can't stop me. Fact of the matter is the original perpetrator, not Sakia, doesn't realize I know everything that will happen. Yep, the only person who identified her as an enemy is Sakia, and she said she wouldn't interfere. The original Culprit's extraordinary aesthetics were vital to the plan. Which means there's no way they'll simply sit back and let us destroy their hard work. The only thing left is to wait and see if they'll fall for Kota's trap. Sure, thanks. Yuna gently hands me a piece of paper. I realize... this is the first written letter I've seen since coming here. She wrote a letter? With a clear mind and firm resolve, I very slowly push open the door. Or is that... letter from Sister Lily? You're enveloped in a solemn, almost reverent aura upon stepping foot inside. The chapel where the devout pray to God is an integral part of the town, providing a clear boundary between inside and out. She stands at the end of the red carpet just as she did the first time we met.
こんばんは。シュウさん、ユネさん。
Hello. Ah, sorry, there's a fly on one side. Ah, shit. Sorry about that. Bathed in the moonlight filtering in through the stained glass windows, Sister Lily murmurs without a hint of surprise. Good evening, Sister Lily. Thank you for answering my letter.
構いませんよ。ただ、今夜祭は出なくてよいのですか?
Not this year, but there'll be other chances for you to attend in the future.
ユネさんは喉を痛めているのでしたっけ? 無理はなさらずに。
She sounds perfectly normal, but I'm sure she can guess why I'm here. As we engage in this idle back and forth, it's 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. This is originally when the 7th and final trumpet sounded out, as well as the time I specified in my letter to her. There's no need to hurry. Without the trumpets, we'll be safe up here. Hearing my voice, Sister Lily turns to me, her demeanor calm and collected.
何のことでしょう。
Why are you lying to me? You're about to make a run for it, weren't you? From the basement stairs to that room? The main entrance to that secret room Kira and I once snuck into. Rika said she'd found it blocked off the day before, but we need to ensure if we can get inside today. After all, we can't tie up loose ends on the surface.
シュウさんはそれが目的で私を呼び出したのでしょうか。
Indeed. Like I said, there's no need to run to your hidey hole since we'll be safe up here.
なるほど。
She murmurs, seemingly unimpressed, as if she'd managed to figure everything out.
作品は完成しなかったということでしょうか。
As long as we're here, I won't let the apocalypse destroy this town. I had to make the sister know that. After all, that's the whole reason why I came here in the first place. I say, my heart overflowing with determination, her piercing gaze deadly serious. We both have a clearer picture of what's going on. Time has come to lay our cards out on the table for the other to read. Sister Lily?
はい。
I take a step towards Sister Lily, who calmly remains where she is. If I want to know the secrets that lie in her heart, there's something I need to say first. And so, I'm truly, deeply sorry about this. I give a deep bow.
謝られる筋合いはなかったと思いますが、宿題でも忘れましたか？
No, but please allow me to apologize.
シュウさんの責任は何もありません。
That might be true, and yet, even I know that I didn't do anything wrong here. A part of me understands that. However, knowing Sister Lily's situation as well as I do, I feel I'm the only one who can apologize.
それに、私たちだってシュウさんたちのことを見殺しにしようとしていました。これに関しては本当に申し開きもありません。ですが、ある方が言っていたんです。運命は変わるものだから、彼らを信じて見守っていて。と、私はそれに従っていました。
It's possible to change fate?
ですから私たちはお互い様ですよ。お顔を上げてください、シュウさん。私に聞きたいことがあるんですよね。
Yes, a lot of things. That's why we're here. It's now past 10, and all I hear coming from outside are sounds of joyous celebration. The apocalypse will not visit this town tonight. I finally changed the course of events.
わかりました。ユネさんもよければそこに座ってください。
Sister Lily gestures for us to take a seat. She gives us the same amiable smile we're used to from class, as if to say she has no intention of running off or pulling a fast one on us.
高誕祭、聖なる夜。今日という日があなたたちにとって良き日でありますように。
Oh, well, thank you. Oh,
それでは、クリスマスの日に補習をするのもなんですが、私から最後の授業を始めましょう。
then why are you calling it your final lesson? Thought we stopped it. Hello? I'm still kind of concerned. Why is the text box red? What the fuck? Massive SOS times 100,000. Please help. Why did it change colors? It's never done that before. I thought we stopped the apocalypse. Shoo! It's 11 o'clock. So enraged by the cruel demise of the perfect picture, I strut down Main Street as if trying to stamp out the ruckus from the Christmas party. Oh, is this another POV? Which I don't think you've also ever gotten that before. What the fuck? Oh, it's playing this music. Oh, jeez. They failed. Or did they? Helplessness mixed with rage wells up inside them. Each burst caused them to clench the fist painfully tight. I want to go home. The original plan of plunging the town into chaos, destruction triggered by the final blast of trumpets, just like in the Book of Revelation, was ruined. The horses stayed docile, the trumpets were stolen, and every single brooker was disposed of. It was as if whoever was working against them knew exactly what would happen, making the calculated response even more unnatural. But of course, things can't end like this. The date, Christmas of this exact year, had been decided 2 years prior. It's far too late to postpone the events until the following year. It takes something out. Why, surprisingly enough, it's one of the brookers Shu and his friends went to great trouble to dispose of. The bomb left in Carrie's care. The bomb left in Carrie's care, the only one remaining after the rest were destroyed on the 23rd, rests now in their hands. See, this is what I was talking about. Darn it, Carrie! How did they know about it? Well, as luck would have it, this person was informed the brookers had been taken care of by none other than Carrie herself. And thus, they spent a sleepless night resetting every single bomb in their rightful place. Oh my jeez. However, the bombs never detonated. In an attempt at figuring out why, they tried detonating the bomb in the park once more. Jeez. Only to be greeted by a tiny explosion. This is all wrong. It lacks power. There's something missing.
Yeah.
Oh, Carrie. A cheerful voice calls out to that person, drowning in disappointment and disbelief. That voice, carried on the wind, seems unaffected by the fading echoes of the explosion. Carrie? They turned to find the familiar figure of Carrie standing there nonchalantly.
呼ばれたから来てやったぜ。遅れて悪いな。なんだ、不満そうだな。おかしいよな。お前のスノーブルーカは本来そんなちんけな威力じゃない。
Flashes of light like fireworks. Dying embers suddenly vanishing. It's simply not capable of becoming a work of art that can be improved upon. All that remains are flakes of powdery snow swirling in the blast wind.
確かにお前の爆弾は芸術的だった。威力も仕掛けも犠牲者さえ出なきゃ申し分ない。褒めてんだからもっと嬉しそうな顔すりゃいいのに。でもそんな場合じゃねえか。
Kira continues the conversation as nothing out of the ordinary is happening. But interlocutor frozen, unable to grasp the situation.
まずお前の考えはこう。
Oh.
街中に爆弾を設置して同じ時間に起爆させて大火事を起こす。
Oh wait, did you keep that one to lure him out? If you did, then wow, I'm surprised you did something that smart.
アポカリプスだったよな。あんま覚えてねえけど、ヨハネの黙示録とかいうやつ。んで、火事さえ起こせばオーロラに囲われてるんだから、あたしらに逃げ場なんかない。いや、そもそもあたしらのことなんて考えてるのかわかんねえけど、ともかくお前は爆弾を見つからないうちに丁寧にセットして、それをぴったり起爆させるのが狙いなはずだった。
Carrie looks over at them as if to confirm what she's saying is correct. He takes the sounds as affirmation.
けど、その後はお前も知っての通り、シュウはブルーカの場所を全部探り当てて除去した。
That was 2 days ago, on the 23rd.
その時点でお前は焦ったはずだ。自分が仕掛けた爆弾が片っ端から見つけられて、その駆除まで自分が頼まれてるんだから。実際に処理するのは私にしても、一夜であのちっこいのを全部見つけ出すなんて普通ありえねえわな。けどま、そこはシュウの言ってた通りらしくてよ。
Sorry, my finger twitched. Hold a minute. I need to read this. I'll play it again too.
実際に処理するのは私にしても、一夜であのちっこいのを全部見つけ出すなんて普通ありえねえわな。けどま、そこはシュウの言ってた通りらしくてよ。
He's Anna, the time traveler. That's what he referred to himself as, using it as an explanation for how he knew every bomb's location. And Kiri believed him. From the perspective of the perpetrator, that kind of logic seems completely unfair.
そんなこんなでイブにはもうお前の仕掛けたブルーカは全部なくなってた。取った爆弾は私が冷凍して保管してな。
That's how the original plan fell apart. In that brief period before Christmas, the bombs were disposed of with alarming speed.
だからお前は昨日今日で急ごしらえをしなくちゃならなかった。アポカリプスが今日ってのはずらせないんだろ。
The Snowbreakers should have given birth to a white-hot Christmas. A unique piece born from the day itself, with the second coming of the apocalypse elevating the town and all of its occupants to a new level of artistic mastery.
ともかく当初の予定を潰されたお前は残った一日でまた仕掛けを打つ必要があった。
The perpetrator's plans were destroyed, which meant the need for a quick fix.
私の倉庫からスノーブルーカを奪い返して今度はそれぞれ違う場所にセットする。それがイブのうちにできればクリスマス当日には間に合う。
And originally, that quick fix worked out. In fact, the plan had gone off without a hitch.
けどな、私たちはずっとそれを待ってたんだよ。
She then calls him by his name, her tone of voice just as lighthearted as ever.
な、ギド。
What? What? The fuck you mean, Guido? I thought that was the principal! Buddy? Let's see. Well, yeah, that got me. That's the... Oh! Buddy, why are you red? In contrast to Kiri's friendly demeanor, Guido stands there looking grim, frozen to the spot. But what about how you like also like childhood friends with Franka? The night breeze sweeps away the lingering awkwardness as silence settles once more in the park. Kiri is the first to break it.
ここまで言えばもうわかるな。今お前が起爆したブルーカはダミーだよ。
The initial blast that should have gone off alongside the chorus of trumpets. Except it hadn't been a snowbreaker at all, but one of Kiri's prop bombs, which is why it appeared to misfire.
もちろんここだけじゃない。学校のも寮のも同じもんだ。それにお前のと違って勝手に起爆したりもしない。
すり替え
けえよ。お前昨日勝手に私の倉庫からそれ持ち出したろ。その時点でもう入れ替わってんだよ。見た目はそっくりだけど中身の火薬は全部偽物だ。でも弱いやつを少しは入れてるからちゃんと粉雪は散っただろ。
The young man, Guido, still has a look of incomprehension on his face. Mainly because there's no way Kiri could have known he was planning on snatching the bombs right out from her nose.
勝手に人の指紋取って倉庫に入るなんて寮長のやることじゃねえだろ。
お前どうして。
酔ってたはずなのに。
Oh, you weren't actually drunk? You said all that to lure him out too? The night before, Christmas Eve, Guido had slept to drunken Kiri's prince. He couldn't get into Kiri's private warehouse without them, of course. The only reason he had made such a bold move is because he assumed Kiri's judgment was impaired. If Kiri had been in the right mind, he never would have taken such a risk.
名女優キリエをなめんなよ。ただのジュース飲んで酔っ払うくらいへでもないわ。
That smug she did was freaking great. She casually dismisses her supposed intoxication as nothing more than an act. Why?
最初からそれが目的で。
ああ、実際ギドウは油断しただろ。
He wanted to lure them into a false sense of security so they'd carelessly reveal everything. But Guido was on high alert at the time for anything suspicious.
酒なんか飲んだことなかったけどよ。シュウが言うんだ。イブの日に間違えて酒を飲んだ私はやばいって。
She knew what kind of drunk she was despite the fact that she never drank. Those two facts contradict themselves.
何がヤバいんじゃいって怒っといたけど、後になってそれは使えると思ったんだよな。したら週に聞いて役作りや。
なるほど。俺はまんまと騙されたわけだ。
んだな。
Gito chuckles bitterly to himself, but in fact, he doesn't feel an ounce of regret over what happened. Mainly due to the pure, almost overwhelming brilliance behind Kiri's well-known acting prowess. Her confession and the fact that her stellar performance had tricked him made sense considering his desperate state at the time.
ただ一つわかんねえことがある。今の義堂は火使ったけど、もともとそのつもりじゃなかっただろ。いろんな場所でいっぺんに起爆させるとか。
He had originally intended to plant the snowbrokers in various locations all around town, with them set to explode as a summer trumpet sounded. There is an incomprehensible mechanism to carry, but Gito answers right away.
あれはブルーカに似せて作ってはいるが、お前の使うそれとは違う。もともと次元式の新刊を内蔵しているんだ。とはいえ、それらの言葉を並べても理解はできない。外の素材も取り入れていると思えばいい。凍結させてあるならすぐに起爆することもない。
He explains, unable to hide the hint of regret in his voice. For someone like Gito, who would have preferred to use only locally sourced materials, being forced to rely on foreign technology is slightly vexing.
確かによくわかんねえけど、すげえんだな。私のとは比べ物にならんくらいの威力らしいし。
She answers as if admiring his work. However, as she said once, there's an air of coldness, a distinct lack of remorse of any kind.
でも言うまでもねえけど、やめとけよ、こんなこと。 私だってちょっとはビビってんだぜ。
Very understandable, Kiri. She's clearly not lying. Her slender legs have been trembling despite the lack of a breeze. Even if that wasn't his main goal, he really was planning on slaughtering everyone, including her. Confronting someone who could do that is a lot, especially for a young girl like her.
なんとか言えよ、キド。これ以上できることもねえだろ。
Which is also true. Kiri always gets straight to the point, which is how she managed to corner him. The core part of Gito's plans, his precious brookers, have been disarmed and disposed of. And the day of reckoning, Christmas, is already here. There's no chance for revenge anymore, since his part in this elaborate plan has been revealed. No matter what he might try now, he'll do whatever it takes to stop him, which is easy considering his cards are on the table. In other words, the way things stand, it's safe to say he's been defeated. It's obvious that the entire apocalypse plan is deadlocked. However... Ah! Why are you looking like a straight madman right now? What the fuck? What happened to you, Gito? He bursts into laughter. Not out of resignation or an unwillingness to admit defeat, but at the sheer ridiculousness of this catastrophic turn of events. That's right. Gito had accounted for this particular worst-case scenario. Kiri still don't understand why he was laughing. She briefly touched on this topic once. Gito's unyielding conviction is what makes him the man he is. Oh, right. Right. Sore loser, yep, that's right. Well, his words are unexpectedly sincere, his applause carrying neither admiration nor contempt. Kiri merely watches, okay suspicious, as he continues, a look of relief on his face.
Huh?
It makes sense that she'd be confused. His question seems to contradict everything he's told her thus far. Suddenly, Gito's face twists into a mask of rage, like a crumpled piece of paper. His gaze, wild and bloodshot, is piercing even for his glasses.
そんなのこっちが聞きたいわ。なぜだって。
知れたこと。アポカリプスを実行するため。
You mean like the whole world, not just a town? Is that what you mean?
そういうことじゃ。
Before she can finish, she realizes something. It's hard for her to believe that he means what he says. Or perhaps Geto doesn't view his answer in the same way. But it sounds as if he's honestly trying to talk her into returning his bombs.
お前の命は救う、キリエ。約束する。それならどう？
I feel like she needs help now. She answers completely dumbfounded. It stands to reason that everything Geto says is erroneous.
この街を一つのキャンバスに見立て、それを炎と雪というインクで彩るのがアポカリプスという芸術だ。
But
その光景を描きたい。
like, why though? Just like the part, Geto planned on sublimating the city itself into a work of art.
絵を描きたかったのか。
無論、唯一の生存者となる俺には、その光景を描き、表現し、伝えていく義務がある。だろう？
What's wrong with your sculpture? But his selfish sense of obligation. Feeling of his premise is flawed to begin with, she finds it hard to take his words seriously.
キリエ、お前はクローザの失楽園という絵を見たことがあるか？
クローザの失楽園。
Geto suddenly tosses Kiri a question. She answers honestly.
いや、知らね。つか、私が絵のこと詳しくないの知ってんだろ？
Kiri.
何、聞いてみただけだ。美術回廊にもない作品だからな。それと俺はお前を蔑んでいるのではないよ。むしろ褒めたたえているのだ。だからこそ急遽お前をここに呼んだ。お前なら話し合える。
Kira is never the most perceptive of people, but even she can tell Geto isn't lying. In her eyes, he's telling her exactly how he feels. In that sense, he's not so different from herself.
クローザの失楽園は近代の絵画を代表する作品の一つだ。現在も作者が分かっている。1940年頃に制作されたと思われている。
Kiri listens quietly, unsure of Geto's point. It stands to reason that she'd be unfamiliar with it, considering it wasn't displayed in the art gallery, and the artist was unknown.
俺は2年前にその絵を見た。その作品はある光景を写実的に描き出したものだった。
He continues eloquently, describing the true meaning behind the painting.
クローザというイタリアの小さな町が災害に襲われている様子だ。逃げ惑う人々、崩落する民家、それらを飲み込むようにたけり狂う大火災。
Do you want to recreate that?
終末だよ、キリエ。一夜にしてその町は滅び、戦争のごたつきも相まってか、地図からも歴史からも消された。
Despite not knowing the town's name or understanding the word war, she was still able to follow along, more or less. Geto's point is the painting, Rosa's Lost Paradise, is inspired by very real and equally tragic events.
衝撃だった。ジェリコーのメデューズ号のイカダを彷彿とさせるような。そこは幾多もの死体が転がっている楽園だった。対峙したこちらが熱を帯びてくるような炎。不臭さえ漂ってきそうな死体。胸をかきむしりたくなるような人々のあの表情。
Geto, calm down, please. Geto is unable to contain his excitement on remembering the piece that changed his life. The euphoria reflected in his eyes makes it seem like he's caught in a dream, which may very well be the case.
こうして目をつむれば、今もあの絵が思い出されるかのようだ。
Why are you crazy?
お前はそんな絵が描きたいのかよ。
ああ、そう。そして描かなければならない。
What drives him is this obsessive sense of purpose. From the moment he met Soichi Radarasu 2 years ago and saw his painting, Cross's Lost Paradise, he became obsessed with the beauty of obsession itself. In a town where everyone is an artist, the pursuit of art is a natural and omnipresent fact of life. For a man as passionate as Guido, not only did he strive for artistic perfection, he was driven mad by it.
じゃあなんだギド、お前が街をめちゃくちゃにしようとしてたのは。
無論絵を描くと
Okay, so just crazy, got it.
一瞬に最高の美を捉えるために全てをまとめて破壊する必要があった。
Yeah, I think Kiri needs Rinka to come here and knock him out, please, thank you. Speechless, Kiri watches Guido with a look of almost contempt before sighing deeply.
そうやって私やことね、シュウがどうなってもいいってのか。
勘違いをしないでもらいたいが、俺は今もお前たちのことが好きだ。
That's not a good way to show it, Guido.
俺が接してきたこれまでの態度に偽りはない。お前のように芝居が得意ではないんだ。
だったら
なんだ。そのために作品を諦めるとだ。
Guido's right. He's never acted as anyone other than himself. Thanks to that, there's truth to his arguments, despite their ridiculous audacity.
キリエ、ここにどんな線も描ける筆とどんな色も塗れる絵の具があったとし、そんな時、過去のいかなる作品をも凌駕するアイデアが降りたとする。
This is a hypothetical scenario, but he's presenting it in a way that might help change Kiri's perspective.
そこで筆を折るような人物、果たして芸術家と呼べるのか。いいな。アーティストは常に美を創造し、ひらめきというミューズに身を任せなくてはならない。
それは。
He's ultimately speaking of his own situation. And although Kiri doesn't necessarily agree, she still understands a little. After all, his thought process is a direct result of the town's education system. The concept of art as being sublime, transcending morality itself, is what's drilled into the students' heads and chic.
俺にとってこの街は大切だ。唯一無二の故郷。そしてお前たちもかけがえのない友人だ。それが何だと言うんだ。
He likes the town? He likes its people? Such personal emotions must not be allowed to precede the mysteries of art.
お前はまだ知らんだろう。オーロラの外にはこの町など取るに足らない広大な土地と膨大な人間が存在する。人類が残すべき文化的財産と思い入れはあるにせよ、たかだか数百人の命。天秤にかければ重きは決まっているというものだ。いやむしろその命をもって永劫の価値に昇華されるのなら、誉れ高き礎とさえ言えるだろう。
His logic has long since passed the boundaries of pure narcissism. There's no doubting his sheer arrogance is so casually disregarding the lives of others. But the pursuit of art in this town is held to such high heights that it's tantamount to life itself. And hidden behind his blatant insolence lies a hint of admiration. In the face of such a twisted sense of humility,
ギド、お前自分も死ぬ気じゃねえだろうな。
I don't think he cares about that either.
当然だ。今後の俺の人生にアポカリプスを超える作品が生み出せるとは思わん。逃げ場もないことだしね。
As in espousing, maybe more than anyone, this concept of summoning life into something which holds eternal value. He truly believes that humans can only attain true beauty by locking up their very limited lives in timeless works of art.
そんなんでみんなが納得するとでも思ってんのかよ。
思わない。だが
He briefly closes his eyes in thought before speaking softly to Carrie once more.
お前は違う。お前だけは別だ。お前なら俺の美を理解してくれると信じている。
There's not even a hint of a lie in his smile. He believes that this young girl, more than anyone, will understand his values and ideals.
話し合えるから呼んだと言っただろう。今になって言うのもなんだが、お前の趣味には常にシンパシーを感じていたよ。
I don't think Carrie agrees with you at all.
破壊衝動さ。形ある美しいものほどより美しく壊したい。実によくわかる。
Guido and Carrie, the thing they have in common is the pursuit of beauty hidden within the act of destruction. What do you consider beautiful? A question every resident in this town is familiar with. But Guido has the answer.
美とは破壊。それが俺の美な。お前もだ。
Well, yes, but in Carrie's route, she said when she saw the crazy stuff happen and that she didn't find that beautiful at all, so I trust Carrie. She doesn't answer. By simply agreeing with him, she should also be agreeing with his desire for mass destruction.
悩まなくていい。ただシンプルに価値観が似ているというだけだ。美学は誰しも持つものだしな。俺はお前に会った時から気の合うやつだと思っていた。
Indeed, the two originally met when Carrie first started at St. Aria 2 years ago. Right around the time he was finalizing his vision of the apocalypse.
なかなかに衝撃だった。折れるかと思ったほどだ。
Oh wow, dang. I see.
最初に会った時。
俺がお前に失敗作をやった時のことだ。なあなあ、ギドウ先輩。その作ったやつってもしかしていらないのか？
Oh my gosh, that's what started it? Wow.
ああ、いらん。欲しいのか？
It's crazy how that like little scene is actually this important.
欲しい。つか、撮影に使いたくてさ。
撮影。そういえば、キリエは映画を専攻しているんだったか。どうせ捨てるものだ。好きに使えばいい。
But he actually really liked that. She blew it up, huh?
やったー！じゃ、ありがたく好きに使わせてもらうぜ。
I see. Goodness gracious. Oh,
そ
jeez.
れを何に使うかと思えば、まさか爆破目的とは。さすがに面食らった。
ありゃ若気の至りでな。今の私ならちゃんと義堂に許可取るぜ。ぶっ壊すけどいいかって。
それなら俺はいくらでも許可を出そう。失敗作とも言わん。俺の手がけた作品でよければいくらでも。美しく壊さなくては意味がない。だろう。
それが義堂の破壊の美学か。
そう。お前もたびたびそう語っていただろう。
The aesthetics of destruction. Carrie very openly believed in it. That's why she holds such an obsession for explosion scenes in her movies, leading to Shu and Yoji's misery. Leading to Shu and Yoji's misery.
お前も俺と同じならわかるはず。散る花びら、砕けるガラスが、失われゆく命が、いかに美しいか。
Aesthetics is the study of the search for what one views as beauty itself. In this town, built for the Grand Tour project, the students are taught to pursue the art above all else. Therefore, if we define art as something we consider beautiful, then the philosophy of beauty is synonymous with the act of creation. Guido, a young man, fell in love with the corrupt beauty found in Paradise Lost, giving birth to his own aesthetic sense. And he states Carrie shares the same belief of finding beauty in destruction.
悪いな。お前はまだ己の美学を信じきれてないのかもしれない。だがそれは大きな誤りだ。
誤り？
破壊と創造は相反するもののようで、実は紙一重の感じ。表裏一体と言ってもいい。本来価値を失わせる行為であるはずの破壊が、しかしそれゆえに儚さという刹那の美を描き出す。それはママあった美よりさらに純度の高いもの。
Today is at its finest. A revolutionary concept nurtured worldwide since the previous century. It's far from unique. It's an art form that should be developed further.
美しさなんてのは定義できるもんじゃねえだろ。
それもまたしかりだ。美は人の数だけ存在し、同じ数だけ美学がある。だが俺が正しいと思うことは勝手だ。10人トイレに逃げるようなものは哲学と呼べん。己を優れた芸術家だと思うのならなおさらな。
Many art students study creation alongside aesthetics. What is beauty? What do you consider beautiful? The question is set forth to each student, although there is no correct answer.
お前にとっての美とは何だ、キリエ。
For this young man, beauty is symbolized by the act of destruction. Although he's seldom similar in that regard, what is her actual answer?
自由でいること。
Carrie had said that word to Shu once before, although it was in another timeline. As far as moral codes go, this aesthetic of hers dictates her behavior more than simple ethics.
外のことを考えちゃいけないとか、礼拝には出なくちゃいけないとか、縛られた表現ってのがあまり好きじゃないんだよな。
しかしそれは表現なのか。
I would definitely say freedom as a form of expression. What do you mean?
私にとってはな、こうやって生きて、動いて、喋ってるだけでも人は何かを表現し続けてると思ってる。
For Carrie, aesthetics has nothing to do with whether a piece is or isn't a work of art. It's about living and learning the way that suits you best. That's what makes people beautiful, and is then reflected in the work they create.
しかしそうであるな。何かをしてはいけないという倫理が。
Therefore, power of destruction and creation are equivalent. If that's the case, then Geto assumes this must be the reason behind her desire to turn destruction into art.
面白い。好ましく思う。やはりお前はいい。
After coming this far, Geto feels overwhelmingly sympathy for Carrie, who harbors no unnecessary emotions. This conversation would be far more difficult if someone like Yune or Kota.
お前の考え、そしてお前がこれまでに撮ってきた映画や行為を尊重した上で問おう。一度でも考えたことはないか。
何がだ。
この町にいつか終わりが来るんじゃないかということを。それが大洪水でも神の裁きでも構わない。101年前に外で起きたことが町にも降りかからない保証はないと考えたこと
全くないとは言わねえけど。
終末思想は聖書にもたびたび登場する至って普遍的な概念だ。お前の作る映画ももちろん物事には必ず終わりが存在する。
The wrath of God laying waste to the earth itself. This is the final judgment so notoriously decreed.
だが宇宙の終わりを無双するのは難しい。人類にとって観測できるものではない。この街の外に広がっている途方もなく広大な空間と思えばいい。
Carrie, who doesn't even know that the countries exist outside the Aurora, the concept of space is unfathomable. Regardless, Geto continues speaking.
だがこの街はどうだ。まるで一つの宇宙のように街そのものが単一の世界として完成している。
A world cut off completely from the outside. According to Geto, the town is equivalent to a universe, a complete ecosystem.
中にいる者には気づけないが、この街を街として保つのには多大な労力が必要だ。
The Aurora is what separates a town from the outside, both physically and culturally. The inhabitants don't question anything about the town they live in, simply accepting things for what they are. It's an extremely pragmatic way of living, similar to the ancient Greeks. Just like with the evolution of the human body, all things contained within the Aurora are viewed as being created by God. And since God's actions are irrefutable, then no one would dare to think about questioning who built the school or who invented radios. Not in this town, at least.
昔いまし来たりたもう主なる全能の神。 ヨハネの黙示録が語るように、この町に住む人間は神を無常の原因として捉えるよう教育されている。
The Grand Tour project dictated that engineering and architecture should be omitted. In order to prioritize art above technological advancement, they decided that there was no point in having the people here worry needlessly about infrastructure.
だがそんな演出のおかげもあってか、この町はアルファとオメガを併せ持つ世界としてきれいに確立した。
An ethos that values unconditional belief. A religious view that forbids any interest in the outside.
そんな単一の世界の終わり、それを除きキャンバスに描くのは芸術家としての使命だと思わないか。
He doesn't answer. Guido's argument is so literal that, to someone like Carrie, who can't even match sounds to written characters, it's almost completely incomprehensible. Even so, she intuitively realizes how difficult it is to argue with his logic. As an artist raised in a town where certain values are embraced and lauded, it's a legitimately natural, albeit extreme, conclusion to arrive at.
お前はまだお前に横たわっている真の美に気づいていないだけなのか。だから破壊衝動を半端な形で再現しようとする。
In Carrie's case, she channels her immature ideals into explosion scenes in her films. But according to Guido, in order to create ultimate beauty, one must destroy something of equal value.
俺たちが真に破壊すべき。それはこの世界。この街で生きてきた俺たちにしか成し得ない究極の芸術がすぐそこにあるんだ。
He speaks of his own ambitions. Perhaps this was the eventual end for a young boy, predestined to live as an artist forever.
俺は絵を描くんだ、キリエ。お前にならその破壊を克明に記録することができるはずだ。それはきっとこの世のどこにもない映像美ださ。
He tries luring Carrie to his side by praising her method of expression. All I can see is a vision of the town consumed by fire.
俺たち、この人類史におけるメシアとなるんだ。
As he gives praise to his own sublime ideals, he extends a hand toward Carrie, his personal savior. Faced with this question, she finally says, I trust Carrie. I trust Carrie. You're not gonna fake me out of that game.
最初の町はイタリア南部クローザという場所に生まれました。
Oh, we're still having this talk? Oh, yeah, see, like, okay, so I trust Carrie. I don't think she's gonna agree to help him out. But, can we still please, like, finish our little, lesson up so we can go help her? Because I'm still scared for her to be with him alone. Saying? But yeah, alright, so, lots of crazy shit going down, even though we kind of stopped it. We stopped it, but, you know, Guido still wants to continue, and he pretty much figured out now that, like, we are, as he said, Anna, or he fought it, but as he fought, we are Anna the Time Traveler, so, because he put it together. But yeah, also, that plan that we came up with, like, Carrie faking the, being drunk and everything to lure him out, that was freaking great. We had an awesome plan, I love that, that was so great. But yeah, I'm still really worried for her, so, yeah, lots of crazy stuff going down, so, yeah, Sister Lily, please, might have to hurry this up a little bit, or maybe Rinka can help her.